Hey, YouTube. So there are rats in the cellar. Y'all got to help me understand something. Y'all got to help me understand. I've tried and tried and tried to understand this kind of thinking, this thing about these police. Why are people so eager to involve the police in this YouTube bullshit? I don't understand it. Let's take an example. Okay, there's certain people on here that breathe in Chicago, right? They're always claiming that I'm from the Chi, we don't play that, and we don't play this, and we're tough, and we're rough, and I'm from the Chi, right? I have gangbangers in my family. I have people who gangbang doing life in prison. It's been around me my entire life. I was raised in the hood. I know all of the rules of the streets. But then as a grown person, I resort to calling the police at the drop of a dime. I call them for anything. I have no problem going down to the police station. Police know my name, know me by name. I'm a regular on their doorstep. Help me to understand how this makes sense, people. What is a rat? A rat is when you are making income. You are a part of let's call YouTube an organization, right? You're on YouTube. You're arguing back and forth with people, right? A rat is when you take it off of YouTube and you try to get someone's children taken from them. Now imagine that. Imagine a woman. For many women, the greatest point of their life, the greatest love they will ever have are their children, right? You're trying to rip someone's children from their arms. You're trying to get someone sent to jail because of a YouTube beef. You are making money from YouTube, so you are in the YouTube game. You know how the mafia got started? How the mafia grew so? It's because people who are in street life, people who made their living under the table, shall we say, dubious characters, could not go to the police if they were terrorized, if they were robbed. I know this from personal experience. Part of the reason why I left the drug game is because I was viciously attacked and robbed. Correct? But never once, not one time in my 61 years did I resort to calling the police. You just don't do it. If you're going to play the game, if you're going to profit from the game, you got to play by certain rules. So maybe it's time that YouTube come up with some rules, particularly this sector. This sector, what is it? Black people who argue a lot. So they're calling it the beef sector. There should be some boundaries. You shouldn't have to fear people you shouldn't have to fear people getting you in trouble with the law from their words. Right? You're from Chi-Town, murder capital of the world. Murder capital of the world. The place where the word snitch is so profoundly a part of the language there. Snitches get stitches and all this kind of stuff. How can you be from that world? Know the rules. No, I'm sure if you are a grown woman, you have experienced many a times what happens when the rules are broken. Right? You would think this would be a part of you. I don't call the popo. I don't call the police on people. Right? Or if I'm not going to do that, I leave that game. Baby. I'm showing out. You're not going to play the game. You got to leave it. You ain't going to play it fairly. You have to leave it. You can't be having a track record of going and having people locked up. It's just as simple as that. Not because of some word they say. Even if they mention children. Mentioning children is not a punishable offense in the law. So why call them? Why are you calling them? Why are you so easy to run to the police? You see? Now, many people who do not agree with me. They say I'm a tax-paying citizen. I have every right to run through the law. Yeah, somebody come on the street like they did me and crack a beer bottle over your head. You can run to the police if you are a law-abiding citizen. But see, the line gets blurry though, because you are on here, no doubt, making enemies on YouTube, right? If you're on here making money on YouTube, you're insulting people all day. They're insulting you. You're going back and forth. I think the line is blurred. I don't think you should be going to call the police because somebody said something. Like I've said many, many times over and over again, do not bring your children, your parents, your loved ones on to this thing if they're not going to play the game. People would not even know anything about your children if you wouldn't talk about them. Just leave them out of it. Right? But even if someone does tell you something about your child, that's not a punishable offense with the law. But it does involve the police in your business. You have people now, you have police looking into your background. Do you have warrants? Do you have a record? They can come and fuck your life up. Fuck someone else's life up. Because you couldn't handle them with your words on YouTube. First, I'm trying to stay leery of names on here, but we can figure it out. First, we go and get our family members to come on here to try to intimidate people, right? That don't work. Then we jump right from that into, okay, I'm going to involve the police. I'm calling the police on you. How did you get to the conclusion that the police were the answer to the problem you're having on YouTube? Don't involve the police, I think is what I'm saying. Just don't involve the cops. I had a motherfucker on Polk Street here in San Francisco. This Latin dude, he's put a gun in my gut and robbed me, right? He robbed me for a couple $1,000, a lot of dope. As he was leaving, the cops pulled into the alley. What happened? What'd I say? I said, oh no, they're running for the bus. They got to get to the hospital. The girl's sick. That's it. You don't involve the police. Now, I was not happy about this motherfucker just took all my money and my dope. But I was not a rat. I've managed to live my life 61 years with never calling the police, never ratting on people. Don't do that. Yeah, I mean, people will do horrible things to people out in the regular world, and they have to use the police. Of course, that's what they're paying taxes for, to use the police. But for this, calling CPS on people. Do you think you want people's children to be taken away seriously? You're concerned about the kids. Shouldn't that be the neighbors? Shouldn't the neighbors hear people being beaten in their house or screams and so forth? Isn't that the way it usually works? Somebody in the family, people who are involved with the person, isn't that how it usually works? Somebody who has personal knowledge of somebody being abused in a situation. Aren't they the ones that usually call CPS or the cops because somebody's being hurt in that apartment? When do we turn it into, oh, you mentioned my daughter on YouTube? All right, Chi-Town. Chi-Town tough. Chi-Town rough. But I would call the cops on you at the drop of a dime. The police know my name. I'm a regular at the police station. I don't think there's anything to brag about, honey. I really don't. I don't see it. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Not taking sides. I'm telling you, leave the police out of it. Leave the police out your mouth, honey. I know this is not the way they get down in Chicago. In my experience, I've met many, many people. I haven't encountered this kind of personality yet. Stop talking to the police.